Okay. So I want to do something if you guys are okay with that. And if you're not, that's tough because I'm the GM.
Yeah. What are we going to do about it? Wait, let me think about this.
No, God, don't do that. Oh. I'm still listening. Let me grab my drink real quick.
Okay. I'm going to set things up for our audience because I actually started recording before I said that. Which I'm glad I keep catching these wonderful moments. Okay, so it's not actually July 1st. It is, in fact, July 9th.
Oh, unacceptable. I quit.
And you are not in Albury.
Oh,
So,
look at this. Retcons.
no. You were in Albury back in July 1st, remember? Now, what ended up happening... What? This is the wrong playlist, I think.
Albury is not canon.
This is literally the wrong playlist. No wonder it was playing weird music. Sorry, viewers at home. Sorry. Don't mind my terrible music. Okay. Let's set the scene. So what has happened is that you have kind of committed to setting up your own little pseudo economic reform program for, I love the glasses, for the city of Albury, thanks to setting up the mining thing. However, you have faced almost universal opposition. The people aren't sure what to do about it. The other unions there insist you go through the proper channels. The workers themselves won't do work without the proper paperwork, and the government is if you remember, just constantly backlogged with procedure and tradition.
Yes.
Change has not been coming particularly well at all. However, you have made the effort, you have tried to work through things within the region, and you have been approached directly by a member of the Pinnacle who was earlier posing as a maid within the inn that you had received your mission on. And this woman has come to you, and she has a very simple question for you. What do you want? No, I'm sorry, that's not what she asks.
Where are the drugs going? I can tell you.
Swear to me! Oh, sorry. No, what she says is, so... And she doesn't ask this in an antagonistic manner. You're just kind of settling in an office, very comfortable, nice ambient music's playing. There's kind of some light wafting in, a light smell of rosemary and thyme in the air. And she says, so tell me something. The two of you certainly seem to be fairly dedicated individuals. I'm curious, if you were called to task right now, what would you tell me would make you... good material, good individuals for an organization like the Pinnacle?
Now, how much do we know about the Pinnacle?
Very, very little.
Okay.
But ironically, more than your main characters. I mean, you know that they are connected to the Order in some way. You know that they are very well connected in general. You know that you were basically sent to the previous mission towards Albury as an order of the Pinnacle, not the Order. You know they have resources. You know they have white mages. That's, I think, about it, actually. And you know they have heating pads. Wonderful heating pads. You've got, your chairs are actually warmed right now. They're very comfortable.
Right. Very nice.
Actually, fun story.
Somebody...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, funny story really quick. As I said, Minizan was over here, and I was taking care of her while she was sick. And I introduced her to my heating pad because she was feeling cold. And she was like, this is so comfortable. And she just wanted to keep laying on it forever. It was really cute because she's never encountered
Christmas
a heating
present.
pad before. Oh, I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so please.
My first heating pad is today.
This one's got the protector cloth on it. She'd be fine. So, she sits there, folding her hands. She's sipping some very strong troll brew right now. A faintly kind of minty scent to it, if you will. And she says, as of this time, Mass Effect Andromeda has come out, and therefore, I can tell you right now that it's good/bad.
Well, I haven't heard too much about this particular Pathfinder fellow, or female, depending on how you started out. But I did see this hilarious video where somebody started it up and they had this clown face and lips, and that was pretty funny.
I've seen that. I've also seen the gun shooting backwards. But anyways.
Yes. Developer mistake.
Yeah.
In a couple days before launch. Anyway, perhaps it would help us to know a little bit more about this particular organization to determine if we would be a good fit.
Are you going to roll charisma along with that?
I sure can. I mean, let's see.
Well, to me, that sounds like I'm trying to turn this question back around you kind of a thing, rather than a genuine query.
Well, I mean, it's both.
Oh,
because that was incredibly open-ended question.
True.
Hang on, I gotta look something up real quick.
Okay. Well, as you're looking stuff up,
let me do this to see if it's actually okay. It's a natural one. So we're starting off.
So tell me,
tonight.
Why don't you tell me more about your stupid club? Yeah.
It sounds like a sewing circle. I just got to be honest.
She raises an eyebrow. This is a bandoling woman. She raises an eyebrow slowly.
I'm not interested in your book club.
Takes another sip of the brew. Glances at it like she's trying not to laugh.
Fine. Secret organizations. Fine. I get it. You don't want to spill the beans until you've sipped a Kool-Aid. Gallagher and I have a long, extensive list of qualifications for just about any particular position that you would offer us.
And I have a list right here, actually.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do keep my resume up to date, just in case this particular situation occurs.
You never know.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Just like pull out this rolling scroll, and here's my resume.
Yep,
Watch your feet.
Don't mind the fine print.
Yeah, he's one of those people that lists everything from when he was 5, he ran a lemonade stand, all the way down to his current occupation.
I gotta know, does he use the super fine print where if you even read it, you owe them a nickel?
They owe them a nickel?
It's a joke from 8-Bit Theater.
No, I've not gone through all of 8-Bit Theater, so I guess I don't know one.
Sadness.
No.
So she starts reading the list.
Gallagher, maybe you should think about something that you want to say before she's finished. You've got about 20 minutes.
Sheep ranching? What? Okay, whatever.
No, I will have you know that I was completely acquitted of all of those charges.
I'm sorry, what is a clown farmer?
A clown farmer. Well, that is a very, very specific type of farm.
I can imagine. I've never even heard of one.
Aren't those the little fish?
It was an investment business that turned out not to be very successful, but you put everything on them. I don't hide anything.
Of course. Here, hang on, what else we got here?
It turns out all they generated was pie. As you can see, I'm a premier player in the pharmaceutical industry.
I can see that. And apparently you own several securities and financial I don't even know what that is.
It's very, very complicated.
I could tell. You've got like the next 3 pages just describing it right here.
Did you include your Valsenball team in there?
Oh, of course.
You play Valsenball?
Well, I didn't play Valsenball. I had a team.
Oh, of course.
And of course, I built them up and then sold them off. But
well, I mean, that's
successful.
That's how you do it.
It's a local team. It's not anything big, but it shows that I can, diversify.
She's still kind of. Is this? Oh my god! I just realized there's a back to this.
Oh, right. Of course. This shows that I'm very efficient. I save paper by using both sides of the paper.
I also noticed you run a paper mill on here.
Well, it doesn't actually produce paper, but we'll not get into that.
What? Huh? I'd make a ride.
It's no secret that sometimes you gotta have fronts.
I'm going to just make up something here on the fly.
Okay.
So one of the reasons why Rango has been so successful in his ventures, or more precisely in having the capital for his ventures, my family had I have a wealthy family who through my convincing is willing to lay out the capital that he occasionally needs.
It's true.
I see.
So that means that I have a very well-connected family, which would mean that by association, I have many connections throughout the world.
Interesting.
So, I don't know how I would say that in character per se, but I'm just going to basically say something to the effect of, I would be useful because I have, connections, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay. So she's considering this for a bit. She turns to Rango. This is Mr. Rango, Mr. Riddlevox, excuse me. It seems like your friend here brings everything to the table. I'm not sure what you bring exactly.
Well, this is, it's like two halves of the same coin. Neither of us would be anywhere without each other.
But there's actually
Make
no
sure-
halves of the coin. It's just stamped on different sides. It's all still one coin, and he's the coin.
You know what I mean.
Mr. rolls a 1 on charisma.
You know what I mean.
Speaking of which.
He's protected me from a lot of really, really bad investments just from his common sense and smarts in other areas.
In
And,
fields you are clearly lacking in.
Right. And when the paperwork and all this sort of stuff needs to be done, when you need medical knowledge and all that sort of stuff, he consults me. It's a team effort.
Okay, so you contribute equal amount to Mr. Galather.
I'm not
I
exactly
rolled a
sure what you
14
mean by
on
that.
my charisma, so...
No, I caught that. Mr. Galather, if I can ask you another question directly, forgive me. So, oh, right, I should exit Origin. Getting updates and everything. Can you tell me why you decided to go to school and become a black mage?
That's a really good question.
I know why Mr. Riddlevox became a white mage. We've actually got that on file.
Oh, may I ask what exactly it says on the file?
Well, the funny thing is, you actually answered this question a few sessions ago. Hence why they have it on file.
Well, what people write down, what people say are two different things.
That's true. What we wrote down is boorish idiot. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. I'm sorry. I'm having a bit of a laugh. What it actually says is that you found the service of healing people to just be another service industry, which was sorely lacking at the time, and therefore was a business opportunity with infinite expanding potential. And the fact that you get to help people out along the way was a nice bonus.
And that's pretty much true. That's pretty much true.
Also, it says call 1-888-888-888 for... why is this...
That was another experiment, like the clown farm.
Yeah, I'm gonna just...
8675309.
I don't get it.
It's probably some old commercial.
Well, no,
Oh,
see...
it's a...
My first thought was thinking towards the IT crowd. But that's like a 20-digit number.
Yeah, no, it's it's a song.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
8675309.
Now I gotta look it up. You're gonna make me look this up. Have you thought about why you became a black mage yet, Mr. Galather?
So, as you've described previously, the two sides of a coin, while my friend Mr. Riddlevox...
Wait, we gotta make sure it's two stamped sides of one coin.
That's true. You
don't get the workplace gold star if you make that.
We've got to be specific about this.
No, sorry, go ahead.
So while he was adamant of being able to go out and help people, I noticed that in the process of doing this generous act, other people would often try and take advantage of him and sometimes want to do him harm.
That's true.
So I became a black mage to protect him.
Okay. That's actually a rather valid. That's incredibly well motivated. I'm surprised you're able to go through the years and years of college and university classes specifically to learn such a thing. That's quite impressive.
I excelled. I learned quickly.
It's true. He was top in his class. That's why we partnered up. I didn't select somebody else. But
Hang on, I think
I'm just kidding.
this is for later. By the way, don't watch it now. I mean, it's only like a minute long, but this is the joke I was referring to.
Oh, I know what this is.
I was gonna say, if you've seen the IT crowd, you probably know what I'm referencing. Anyways, okay.
Love
All
that
right.
show.
All right. Well, you've already been on your first mission, and I want to talk about that, if that's okay with you guys. So you decided that the best possible method to deal with it was to try and establish your own agency in order to economically push one of the... Maybe you could help explain this to me, because I'm not really sure what your goals were. Like, I know you were starting your own mining company. Actually have started your own mining company, which has also since been sold, and the stocks have plummeted, in order to try and establish some kind of operations within Albury. But
We sold the company?
I was kidding about that, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But, I know you tried to establish this company. I know you were trying to build the mercantile empire kind of thing. I want that. That makes sense. But I'm not really sure what your goal was for the city itself, or how you think that would have specifically assisted the city. Could you help work me through this?
So we were trying to jumpstart the economy by providing income to lower class, lower wage citizens, who could then go out and spend money to, like I said, jumpstart the economy.
Okay. So you were trying what is effectively a trickle-down method, except this would actually be kind of like more of a trickle-up method.
Yes.
By employing only the poorest.
We call it Rangonomics.
Oh, you're fired.
Oh my god, get out of my office, you freaking goblin. Oh my god. Wow. That sounds vaguely familiar. No, okay, that's actually a rather valid way of doing it. A little long-term, but also very thorough. That's very innovative. I like the way you're going with that. Can you tell me why you decided that method instead of any of the other ways you could have dealt with the situation?
Well, you see, it's really good to, it's a lot of nice people will go the route of, let's just get stuff out to people as fast as we can, keep helping. But like you said, that's not a really great long-term solution. What happens is you generally end up with what we see here in Albury, where certain people eventually just get all the stuff. If you keep it a lot more open, available to everybody, then you can actually have a recovery rather than just maintaining the status quo. Plus, helps us as well. Helps everybody.
Okay. Mr. Gallagher.
Basically, by putting this, we can produce many more medical supplies and everything that they need instead of just giving them donations that will eventually run out.
Okay. From Mr. Gallagher, do you have anything to add to this mentality, this approach?
That pretty much covers it. I would have said something similar. So,
did any other approaches occur to either of you? Let's ask that question.
Oh, of course. I mean, there's the obvious one of we had discussed forcefully changing the situation, but generally that tends to have very, very negative short-term and possibly long-term ramifications. Sometimes that can work. I didn't think it was going to work in this situation. I think Gallagher agreed we'd at least keep that on the back burner, but not pursue that method at the moment. Was that correct?
Yeah, and honestly, the bureaucratic method would probably have taken longer than our trickle-up method.
The Rangonomics.
Oh,
Right.
no, I refuse to say that.
Oh, look, it's even upset the dogs.
Those dogs are like, no, you don't understand. Okay. All right. I think I'll have to run this by a couple of people, but it sounds so far like you guys are actually prime Pinnacle material. I'll have to look into a couple of situations. Oh, no, absolutely, without question or hesitation. The only question is, with you'd rather join us or die a miserable, horrible death.
That doesn't sound like a very big choice right there.
Cake or death?
Thank you. I was just going to ask.
I'm sorry, it's a bit of bureaucratic humor. We're not in the business of horribly murdering people. If we were, we have other people.
Are you really? Are you really?
We're not, we swear. We're hiring a white mage. White mages aren't very good at horribly murdering people. Now,
You'd be surprised.
what I'd like you to do is go ahead and head back to Albury. We've decided to buy out the company from under you. We've actually already done that. So you will have seen a large amount of cash being dumped into your accounts fairly soon. And we want you to try and basically keep doing that, but more. We want more subtle, more quiet, more not really noticeable ways to try and improve the situation for everyone involved. Now, if you feel the need to become overt, that's fine, but we want to see what you do in further with regards to the Albury situation.
So what you're saying is we can turn Pinnacle into a brand name.
No, absolutely not.
I
Also,
can see it now. Pinnacle Stores.
hang on. You ever watch Men in Black?
Yes, I have.
Bzz.
I'm wearing sunglasses.
Damn it! Crap. All right, gun. That's kind of.
Gotcha.
And one other thing, though, we're going to be sending you in with a little bit more support this time.
All right.
Basically, we're going to give you, and she picks up something, says, we recently started developing these things, and that's not 8. She holds up an 8-sided diamond, basically, and says, this is a contact cube. It will get you into immediate contact with the nearest operative or agent who also happens to have one, who will then be able to swoop in and assist you with whatever. We can't predict exactly who it'll be, nor can we predict what kind of assistance they can grant, but the general idea is that you are encouraged, shall we say, to be creative in utilizing their particular skills to help your problem. And she gives one to Rango and a separate one to Galather, so you both have one now.
Oh, look, mine's different colored.
As a further aside, of course, we are willing to pay you handsomely for continuing to stay here.
Are these one-time use?
Yes, they will actually be consumed upon use. So, we are prepared to pay you handsomely for your continued service, naturally, and ensuring that you don't have any issues with regards to wants or needs. Although we don't want you to be living a life of luxury, we do want you to be quite comfortable. So no worries about the financial situation.
To be honest, most of it's going to go into investments anyway.
I'm sure. Any questions?
Well, yeah, but to be honest, most of them I think you probably won't answer, so I'll just respect both your and I's time and not ask them.
I can't. Oh my God.
Is there anything we should avoid investing in?
Are you
Other than the mayor.
Well, the mayor can be an asset. I mean, I don't think she's, necessarily corrupt. She just doesn't know anything other than what she's known for years.
I have to share this really quick. So Mini-Zan insists that I need this, and insisted that Zan take a picture and send it to me of what it is that I need. It is a Super Mario Brothers toothbrush with a picture of Princess Peach plastered all over it.
Aww.
I just thought I'd share that. Anyways, okay. No, you are going. Your judgment is to be trusted in this circumstance. You may consider yourselves formally employed by the Pinnacle. If you reveal that you are formally employed with the Pinnacle, that employment will promptly end.
Of course.
But otherwise, you may consider yourselves working with discretion.
Okay.
I think that's the right term. At your discretion. At your discretion.
As long as you don't screw it up, then you're fine.
Yep. Be gone! And so she sends you back to Albury. You're now back at Albury.
Back on July 9th.
Genuine question. Do you want to pick up anything on your trip back?
Well, I'm assuming we've got the stuff for the business and whatnot started up already over there, so there's no need to micromanage that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's settled. It is actually having, as I mentioned earlier, having hellacious troubles actually getting going. So it hasn't actually begun yet, but the infrastructure is in place for it to start if the roadblocks would get out of the way, basically.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, we're probably going to be losing money for the first few years or whatnot, and then eventually we'll start turning the profit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
After we get through all the hellacious amounts of paperwork and whatnot's required. You realize we have to pay taxes in each separate district that we sell in. It's terrible. That's a lot of paperwork. Yeah.
Oh, and here's your business card, Galather.
All right.
It's got a limit of $3.
Three gold business expense card. That's great.
Yep, it's nothing else. That's all you get.
Well, as far as getting this stuff, maybe kind of assuming that we've had the standard adventurous stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like I said the other day, anything you basically need, you probably have on you.
Yeah, I mean, aside from like lots of ink and pens and that kind of stuff. Obviously, you'll need that wherever you go.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of cure potions just in case of emergency. Not that we used them last time. Got my knife. I've got... Wait, what in the world?
What?
I don't know what this is, but I wrote it down.
What is it?
Under ranged weapon, I have... Oh! See, under ranged weapon, I had focus can. I think that's supposed to be cane.
Oh, yes! I let you guys kind of design your own, and gave you powers of awesome to go with it.
Didn't know what a focus can was. I thought maybe like an energy drink or something, but no.
The focused can!
The focus can.
Of incredible power!
It sounds like some Final Fantasy item there.
Oh god, it kind of does.
Should we maybe look at hiring a couple of specialists to train local people to do specific jobs,
It's
like
probably
accounting or shipping, whatever?
Yeah, basically bring in some mentors because a lot of those people probably... I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but all those people are probably used to like a lot of handouts and stuff. And not
Oh
actually
yeah, definitely.
working in a, for lack of a better term, free marketplace.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. If you want to scout some of those people out, or even just call in some papers and whatnot, and we'll probably have to pay them pretty well, but it is what it is.
You're...
You pay for the best.
You die like the rest. Okay. So
I'll reach out to my family.
Right,
and,
that's that saying goes. You pay for the best, they kill you like the rest.
it's a very
I'll
goblin
reach out to my
saying.
family and have them recommend some people that would be appropriate for those positions.
Yeah, of course, I got to take care of all the paperwork. Technically, because of that Magic game, Gelthar actually owns the company.
You know, that's true. That's true.
But I assume you still want me to take care of like all the paperwork and stuff.
I delegate you to do paperwork.
Hey!
You're
This is
learning.
like how most startups are. One person actually owns the entire thing, the other person just gets pumped along.
There's like a tear going down Rangu's eyes. He's like, "You're learning so well."
That's right. He's all grown up.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I should probably put my mana bags to full since we've been out for a while.
Now, before you actually start when you get back, one of the first things you hear is that the whole town is having multiple problems. First is the most obvious problem, which I've actually already told you about. Mm-hmm. The fact that everyone's like, with regards to what to do. The second problem, I guess we'll do here. The second problem is there's supposed to be a festival that's going to be starting soon. And that festival is supposed to be celebrating the beginning of summer, Now, I haven't been as perfect about this as I would like to be, but it's actually snowing right now in Albury. And there's actually occasional hailstorms, and they're obviously having trouble setting off a summer festival celebrating, the next harvest of their summer crops, which I can't think of right now. Forgive me. That's kind of causing some conflict and confusion. And of course, because of the fact that some people have the mentality of, until I finish this, I can't move on, this is actually basically serving as a bottleneck to a decent amount of the functionality of the city proper. In addition to this, there's a related problem to the fact that this is a canyon city in the middle of the desert that is not used to snow and ice. There's infrastructure problems, there's collapsing buildings problems, there's people having trouble getting from point A to point B problems. And finally, on the off chance my players feel like doing this, and I don't mind even being overt about this, there's some bandits who happen to be nearby, who happen to...
Really?
Frickin' bandits! They're attacking us! You don't understand, there's bandits out there, sir, and we just can't deal with them. Oh my god.
We'll let them die from hypothermia.
There's bandits out in the frozen wastes of Albury's deserts.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it snow in the desert, so,
Right. Well, seeing as how I'm actually from the Stonehold area, I don't have much experience with snow either. So, because correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like arid over there.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So, but it sounds like these.
Oh, you know what?
people
I
on the
just
festival.
realized I have a cold playlist
So
and a
now
desert
they're-
playlist, but that one doesn't apply anymore.
You got any? You don't come from a colder climate, do you?
Actually, he does. He comes
Ah.
from. Oh wait, did we decide? No, you were from Rithwick, aren't you? I can't remember. I can't remember if we decided you were from the Osteth or if you were from Withrick, because you're a mite. You can be from anywhere.
Yeah, I don't have any notes, so I don't think we ever discussed it.
Up to you. I'm okay with whatever.
It kind of makes sense to be from a colder climate. Being focused in, like, the...
Whoops.
electricity and, like, fire and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Osteth it is. Okay. Got it. Okay, so I'm ready for the bandits if you decide to go after the bandits. For
Hit them in the face on the way there, and
for
like,
some
be gone with you.
frickin' reason.
weren't you talking about bandits in your recent rumination about, like, Pillars of Eternity?
Yes, and I was talking about
Okay.
default bad guys.
Yes.
That's where that topic came up.
Okay.
You gotta have default bad. Actually, Primus doesn't have default bad guys. I need to rectify that.
No, you don't.
Stormtroopers just show up out of nowhere.
Hey, great.
They're almost invisible in the snow because
But at least they can't shoot anything.
That's true. They're like there's an AT-AT right behind them. Okay,
What is the difference between a stormtrooper and a snowtrooper?
training.
All right.
It's the difference between a scout and a soldier, basically.
Imagine writing back to your parents and say, "Yeah, they're training me to be in the snow.
Aren't you proud?
I only get to go down when there's snow on the ground." Like,
But if there
Really?
is, by God, I'm there.
that's like saying, "Yeah, I got put in the catering division." Anyway, or janitor.
Stormtrooper in a red shirt from Star Trek.
Oh God, they just sit there forever. I just realized I have a Frozen background too. Let's do.
Let it go.
I just realized I have to kill third. I will be right back, guys. Okay, so here we are. It's all frozen in the desert in the summer.
So Galathar, perhaps we can take care of two birds with one stone, clearing out this infrastructure, specifically the streets, and putting on some sort of their festival at the same time. I think that
How
really
so?
get the. Well, I mean, one has to happen before the other. I think. Got to have this place clear and safe to traverse before we actually put on anything that requires, because I'm assuming this is a big public in the streets thing. It's not me.
That was Shibri Microwave.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought that was my song for a second because I got music playing, and I'm like, huh? I don't remember that song.
I didn't even think to mute that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So, right, you're talking. Yeah, I'll shut up.
Yeah, so anyway, we clear out the infrastructure. So I'm assuming it's like roads mainly, and then, like you said, buildings collapsing. They're just not built to deal with snow or even take care of it. We're talking about Georgia County with one snow machine when the entire thing gets iced over. This has happened before. Maybe not even that. And they're not even, dare I say, as organized this place around here, which is saying something. And able to actually get out and clear this out. So they put people to work by actually clearing this out. And you say you come from a snowy climate, so you know what to do. I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? Get that going, put some people to work, and then we can find out exactly what this festival takes, because I guarantee you, for the ones who put this on, we'll have a lot of the locals on our side when we decide to expand shop. We respect their local traditions, but at the same time bring something new.
Yeah. Now, here's a thought.
Yes.
And this is more for Zagmas here. So the technology is let me rephrase that. What kind of Magitech exists to, I'll say, heat pipes?
Oh, tons. Like,
Okay.
so many different varieties that basically, if you can think it up, it probably already is thing.
Okay.
Like imported from Ostas type stuff.
Well, they also use just plain magic for that as well, too.
Which we both can actually do. Fire, right?
Yeah. But what kind of ongoing requirements would there be? I mean, you
So,
can't just cast fire and have it continue. Definitely.
Blow up the pipe.
no, there are, so most forces of woven devices that deal with piping, heating, and light all revolve around the same thing, which is using magicite as a fuel source. Now, magicite lasts frickin' forever. It's one of the reasons that you use magicite. It will last for literally in the decades range if you get some good high-quality ore. So, but there are devices designed to basically have, like, veins that you trap around a pipe, and then there's, like, a magicite core, and it just sends heat through the veins. That's probably the best option, also the most difficult to set up, because you basically have to build the pipe, then build the device around the pipe. There are pipes that are specifically designed to be to maintain temperature, and those ones are similar in overall structure. You've also got things where they, like for example, you'll have a reservoir that can then be heated or cooled based on the need. Again, magicite, power,
So-
that kind of thing.
So here's what I'm thinking. What kind of piping or technology would we need to retrofit what is already in existence in Albury to alleviate some of the, I'll say, freezing pipes?
Okay, so I'm assuming you want a now solution, basically.
Yeah, more of a now solution.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is probably hire a plumber, someone who could train, again, locals,
Yeah.
to go out and do the work of retrofitting the pipes.
I would say that the simplest and easiest option would probably be to go ahead and set up completely separate, yet smaller devices periodically, basically, rather than try to set up an extensive network that covers the pipe network just at key points. Like, okay, for example, this is an elbow section. This needs to be heated so the water can flow smoothly through here, that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Identify
that makes
those
sense.
spots and put a small chunk right there.
Yep, I like it.
Now, does magicite stuff work like electrical wires, where it gives off heat and stuff, or?
Yes, no?
Yes, no?
I don't know what you're actually asking.
I'm just wondering if, when you say it wraps it around there, is there like a specific type of thing?
Okay,
that
so
has to do
it's
that?
it's a woven device whose only purpose is to heat it, yeah.
Okay.
It's not
I
like
just
the
didn't know if it was
magicite itself does
a
it.
byproduct of something, or if it was actually specifically.
No, the magicite powers the device. It's the
Okay,
electricity, if you will.
All right. So, yeah, like Gallagher said, let's go with that. Go for a now solution, and we can build this up later on.
Okay. So you're going to, before you leave, you're going to hire a plumber. And a weaver. You're going to need a weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to try and get a weaver in Albury, or are you going to try and get a weaver out of town?
I'm thinking bring in anything that we need, and then train people in town.
Well, weaving isn't trainable.
Not okay.
Installation stuff.
I was going to say,
So-
the expertise of where to put them, that's trainable. That would be the plumber's job. But the guy actually weaving the devices, that's not trainable.
You couldn't train someone who knows how to weave, how to.
You could probably train another weaver who is there, but I'm just going to
Yeah.
spoil this now. There are no weavers in Albury.
Okay, so we need to bring in a weaver.
If there were, they left already. Probably.
There were, that would be a better way to put that. There were weavers in Albury.
Yes. But they were like, I can't do anything here. See you guys.
So, if I knew there were no weavers, then I would hire more than one.
You probably
If-
would, because you were here last time. You got a
Okay.
good look at the place. You even set up the whole mining thing, so you kind of had a insight.
Okay.
You probably were like, okay, we need a weaver, because weavers are very common for custom jobs. It's just like hiring a builder or a craftsman. It's like, here, I need you to do this. Like, we don't have weavers, huh?
Okay, so I recommend we hire more than one.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely. I mean, we'll scope it out, do analysis and all that sort of stuff, and get approximately what we think we need,
Okay.
without going to all the trouble of putting up Excel sheets on the game.
Yeah, you do the necessary things. You get a weavers, excuse me. You get plumber.
Weavers.
You probably, well, no, one plumber's probably fine. Anything else you're going to be bringing in other than dealing with the pipe situation?
Yeah, if we haven't already, I need to set up a lot of supply routes.
Now,
I'm-
you've got a couple options for routes. Again, I'm not going to bore you with specifics, but you can do caravan over ground. You can do, vehicle, for lack of a better term. I don't know what to call that. Overground semis, except those don't exist. You could really splurge and go with airship if you're insane.
Well, for most of this stuff, that's probably not, because we're not planning on gouging these people or anything, so that's probably not going to pay off anyway.
Damn it,
Curious.
I'm not gouging these people.
Curious.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought we were going to be hiring Icer.
Yeah, I thought Ice here.
Oh, that's true. You were going to hire Icer. I forgot about that, actually. So I guess, doodle. Guido. Suddenly,
Change my background.
Ring, ring.
suddenly you are called in to be hired for supplying this place. How would you like to supply them?
Evilly, of course.
I'm not even changing the name, to be honest, because I'd have to type it all out again.
I just thought it'd be funny. But
That
it's not
would.
worth it.
Suddenly, bzz.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Icer shipping is being requested to provide shipping needs for Albury.
Probably on behalf of the Order, I would imagine.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It has Pinnacle crossed out and it says the order next to it. No.
That might
No,
change
no.
his answer a little bit.
It's the order.
Okay.
It's actually not counterfeit. It's really in.
It is
actually a
legitimately in the Order. It's
This is
weird.
100% legitimate.
So if I remember correctly, this is
It's not too far from
requesting
Foxbridge.
shipping both ways, both bringing in supplies and then taking mining and whatnot resources from Albury.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's in Tufa. If that gives you a general idea of where this is.
I should bring up that map.
It's the first town. If you see Far Reach Mountain Range, the words, it's the first town if you go straight south from that title.
Yeah, it's a mountain town in the Tufa state, or what used to be the Tufa State.
It's actually not too far away from Fox Ridge, isn't it?
Oh, where did that map go? Dang it.
While you're looking, bandits attack!
Hey! Kill them.
There we go.
Suddenly darkspawn attack!
Okay, so you said it was Tufa.
Yes, the Tufa region, or the Tufa State, rather.
Right. And
Gosh darn it.
okay, so that's going to be going and coming from Alarcos, I guess. Or El Jalima. So I'm thinking this is going to be caravans primarily. So probably setting up a multiple regular caravans, and what was her name? The my regional manager.
Hang on, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the former Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hang on. I have that name
Regional
written down.
manager.
Hey, it was technically a step up.
Lunacha
Yes,
Seeker.
Lunacha Seeker, that's her.
Yeah. So I would probably have her oversee. Actually, she's probably the one contacting me saying.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is probably technically her decision here, to be honest.
Yeah. So, it's going to be caravans. It's going to be fairly well guarded.
So you do have a choice, and it might matter, of sending through Alarcos or sending through Al Jalima. The general idea is if you go through Al Jalima, most of this stuff is probably going to eventually be traded north to the Holtberg, the alluvian areas. And if you go through Alarcos, it'll probably be traded down to the show areas. I'll just go ahead and tell you now, the show is probably going to be way more dependable, but isn't going to pay as much, and the total opposite for Alluvia.
So Alarcos would be more profitable but less reliable.
No, the reverse of that.
Oh, okay. So go with Alarcos.
Okay. Gotcha. So, okay. So you guys arrive. You have your people.
I need to do one more thing. I need to do goblin stuff.
Ringu needs to do goblin stuff.
Yes, I need to hire some shifty characters.
Okay.
Essentially, people specializing in getting around certain things in case we need to do that, whether it be government regulations of people, that kind of stuff. Just to be there in case we need them.
Okay, so you hear about this guy named Snarg of Wildpaw. He's really good at sneaking around and tracking. Apparently, he's a world famous tracker at this point.
I don't need anyone to track anyone.
Oh, okay. Well, then you hear about this guy named Guido of Granitholm. He's really good at just going straight to whatever the problem is. Just right to it.
No, I need people who are used to getting around regulations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so you hear about this guy.
Essentially, I need smugglers and that kind of stuff.
So you hear about this elf named Zeiss, right? And
no, he got caught. He's got a bad reputation.
He got caught by the Tumarok. Come on, that's a little different.
Well, no, he got caught. He got caught back in the.
Oh, that's true. He did in the very first thing.
Yeah, they like paraded him around. Anyway, I need some roguish types.
Okay, so you hire some rogues.
Yes, and also, and this may be something they can work on and whatnot. I'll give them some money to do this. I need, if they can at all do it, I need to get some politicians in my pocket.
What? Okay,
from the government
you got to help me out. Politicians where?
in Albury.
And for what purpose?
If I need to, call in
I'm,
favors.
I'm
I need
saying
to
this
push-
wrong. Like, okay, politicians is actually a really vague term.
Okay, well, I don't know how this place is governed, so
Well, what are you looking to accomplish is, I guess, what I'm asking.
what I'm looking to accomplish is to be able to go down to my friend who I have been giving money through contributions. Be like, look, this is going to take 5 weeks to get through, but since we're buddies, it's going to help you. I think we can get this through in a couple days. And he'd be like, you know what? This looks good. And it's on the way. Whether it's
Rango
like
is
some...
Rango is a lobbyist.
No, yeah,
Yes.
I get that. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think
exactly.
of A, if that would work at all, given the circumstance, and B, who it would work with.
I don't know. Maybe there's an official lobbyist regulation. I don't know.
Well, there is, actually. That's part of why I'm considering this. Do me a favor and just do a general int roll, Rango.
Okay. Where's my hint? There's my hint. I got a 14.
Okay.
Here's a thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
With my family connections, first, am I aware of what Rango is doing?
Oh yeah, I mean this is.
Okay.
I mean we've probably gone through this beaten path before. Where we're like,
Okay.
we can get this done in 5 weeks, or we can pay off this governor and get it done in 1.
Okay. So, GM, does my family know anyone in the area that they would use as a connection in this sort of situation?
I think we'll decide that on a roll. Ugh. Looks like the answer is yes. Wow. I'm surprised. Okay, so your connections plus his 14. I'm really thinking. I'm sorry, because see, I kind of constructed this place. This whole place has been constructed like this on purpose. You guys were originally supposed to go in this direction. You never did, and so it's just been sitting in the background this whole time. Okay, here's how this is going to work. In order to do that, unlike most places, there's not a bottleneck politician or in other words, there's not a paper stamper or a signature kind of guy that you can usually go to and just, hey, you will need to basically get the majority of the city politicians in your pocket, because at every step, that problem happens thanks to the rather myriad and archaic bureaucracy that is set up in the Tooth Estate. Now, you know this. You know this especially thanks to that int roll and to your connections through Galather. So it's not like it's impossible, it's just, at that point, you're effectively just like, hey, Bob, hey, Susie, hey, Susan, hey, Bobina, hey, Barbarella, hey, Bob the Second.
Question: it seems like the guards in particular had a lot of power there as well. Is that true?
Technically? I mean, they do have weapons and therefore, by definition, have power.
Well, I mean, I just say that because I remember you referencing that a lot of the rules, especially for distribution, were in their favor.
Oh, they were, absolutely. So I suppose you could say they have... what's a better word? They don't have power so much as they have, I guess, benefits? I'm trying to think of a good word to use here.
They're
Why is this doing that?
if you're on the government payroll as a guard, you're probably going to be a lot better off than you.
Yeah, they're well taken care of. There's a lot of purpose in being a guard.
Okay,
What
gotcha.
in the crap? Is this one doing it too?
All right.
Okay, I need to update my media player or something. It's skipping during my loops all of a sudden, and I know it wasn't doing that before because I've used these loops a billion times. That is really weird.
Okay, well, that answers that question. All right. Well, without delaying too much further, I think I'm okay. What about you, Galather?
There we go. We'll use that one.
All right, let's get this show in the room.
Okay,
In the
so
air.
you have all the people you need and lots of money, sacks of it, carts full of it. It's all fake. You are now in Albury. it is actually snowing right now. As you're on approach, you literally see a... So you know how most places where there's snow, they design the roofs to kind of be slanted or curved so that the snow kind of flies. This is a straight place because it's a frickin' desert. And so you actually see a roof collapse as you're on approach in the airship.
Oh boy, we should look into adding a house insurance division. Yeah, this is done. No pre-existing conditions, though.
Oh my god.
All right. So we get there and start getting the people off to where they need to go.
Okay. So not yeah. So it's not really a big issue for the plumber to be like, this pipe, this pipe, this pipe, exactly as you described. And the person's already setting up weaving. I'm sorry, I actually meant to cover this. How do I put this? You know what? I'm not going to make you deal with this, but you are obviously going to have to get a source of magicite. You're probably going to want to get a regular source of magicite set up. Where you get a regular supply of magicite from is up to you guys, but you have enough magicite now to power the initial mechanisms that you're putting into place. So you start setting that up, and the pipes start, having warm water. A couple more houses collapse as you're there, as you're walking through, and it's just pouring snow. Occasionally it hails, but it's still snowing. You get to the mine area, and they've already caravans have started bringing in fresh equipment and fresh supplies from Icier shipping that has been procured by you guys. You paid Icier, and you paid for the items they're bringing it in. You start setting up people at the mines. Like, here, look, this is a mining pick. You go like this against the wall, okay? And the miners are like, what? Well, what about Form 8736B?
Oh, the workers' protection? Don't worry about that. We got that taken care of. You're under a group plan now.
A group plan? Do you mind showing me the paperwork for that one?
Of course.
Oh my god! Well, hang on, let me go ahead and read this here all slow like. There ain't no pictures in this.
No, of course not.
You got a picture version?
I do, actually.
Oh, sweet. Where is it?
He starts pulling out a bunch of patent papers that have computers on them.
So,
right, so as you can see,
guy.
in Figure A, and this is a process patent, so this is a little bit abstract. And
okay.
it starts going until their ears start bleeding.
Well, I mean, it's cold out, so they're all
Yes.
just like shivering as they don't have
So
warm coats.
I can either go through this, or you can get paid and go work. What would you want to do?
Give me a charisma roll.
Okay,
Work will warm you.
it will.
That's technically true.
Oh, that's better, I guess. It's a 10.
They're not.
Yes, it's this deception. It's a 12.
They're not quite convinced, but they do agree to at least consider starting work, so long as you go ahead and make sure that they've got the proper authorization from the mayor's office, of course.
Oh, of course. All right, so this is when I need some of the shifty guys.
Okay.
But some of them are going to make sure that this gets across. Oh, actually, we can do this. Any of them that it looks like they're considering it, say I'll give them an advance so they just go start working now.
Really?
Yes.
Well, do you have the advance paperwork?
So what do I look like? I carry around buckets of paperwork. Of course, I've got the paperwork. I'm telling you that there's some gold in it for you right now if you just go and work. I will give you
hang
an
on.
advance.
Hang on, he's reading the advance paperwork. This one don't have no pictures neither.
No, you've never read paperwork before, have you?
Actually, no, actually he has. I was just kidding with you. It's a little bit of Western humor.
Do you need
I see.
do you need a form for a bribe?
I do, actually.
I am bribing them right now.
That's Form 86-3, sir.
The bribe form, of course. Well, I just got the bribe easy forms, so...
What's that? Oh, right, that's
a
the
quick
one.
bribe.
Where
That's
you
the
just...
bribe for 10 gold or under.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to do a roll here with a +2, +1, based on your charisma roll. I actually rolled quite well. So he understands the concept. Now, I don't want to make that sound like he's stupid. What I'm trying to emphasize is that these people are so culturally locked into the idea of a stagnant paperwork society that it is actually an alien thought to literally just go up and start doing something. It's more like we prep for it, we prepare, we schedule. And I don't want to make it sound like they're being obstinate and need a form either. It's more like the fact that these people are used to very much taking their time and very much, okay, we want everything planned out exactly. In fact, the fact that you're asking him to go mine right now is also kind of weird to him because he doesn't know where to mine or exactly what methods to use, in which shafts, all this stuff would normally be prepped in advance and would be part of the massive bureaucratic process that you are completely bypassing. So he does, however, thanks to the roll, thanks to your charisma, understand that you are basically asking him to just go wing it, and he's really weirded out by that. But it's cold, and that's some gold, so he's going to go mold boldly into the fold.
Keep it going.
I can't! I'm running out of steam.
All right.
I've been told. You old? Anyway, so, he's sold. I'm running out. Okay. He's sold on your told fold bold. And he goes and he starts mining, and I got to do a roll. So what are you guys doing next while he's getting his crew going?
All right. Well, it sounds like the whole business with the other stuff is getting set up okay. Gallither, how about we figure out a little bit about these particular types of ceremonies that they conduct for this?
The festival.
Is there anything that's I like to turn to a miner? Is it just called the Summer Festival, or?
It's called the
I thought it was a harvest festival.
Yeah, it is a harvest festival.
What do you harvest? Rocks?
No, we got peas, we got corn. I don't know where this accent's coming from.
It's a desert accent, of course.
We'll have peas and corn in the desert. No, you know what? Hang on, I'm actually looking this up.
I thought that was the Knoll accent.
All right, I will go and look this up. Okay, so typically we have watermelons, apples, green onions, cucumbers, corn, hot peppers, melons, bell peppers, radishes, carrots, cabbage, soybeans, pears, tomatoes, squash, and spinach. Also dates. Oh, there is more. Hang on. There's a whole bunch. This is a big list. The point being, they got lots of stuff. And maize, I don't actually know how to say
Maize.
that.
Yeah, maize.
I thought it was maize, but it's been a long time since I've said that one out loud. Anyways, and they've got millet, of course, and alfalfa, a whole bunch of stuff. So they have, usually what will happen is they will send out people to most of the nearby towns, which, I don't come on, I closed it. Hang on, I just had the map open. There we go. Which include Nazar, Tayyiba, Al-Ihat, Al-Alek, and Amral. And they would send out people to all those things, and they would basically bring some of their own crops there, give them to them, give a portion of it to them, and get a portion in return. And basically there would be these people just going around sharing crops amongst these connected cities, and then, they would gather into this big, pot, basically, and I mean just this freaking huge pot, and cook it all together and have this massive, amazing stew of awesome enjoyableness. And they would celebrate, and there was merriment, dancing, singing. There's Catch the Pig is a game they play. Yes, I'm officially borrowing from Witcher 3 at this point. There's the sandal thing, the slipper into the pond thing, where, there's like, hey, go get my slipper, fair sir, and the sir's like, oh, I'll jump into the freezing pond to get your slipper. They
This will be
have
good.
they have drinking games. They have tapping the kegs, of course, as like a ceremonial thing. They have a particularly fun thing where you get on these boars, very large boars, and you ride them around and fling kegs, empty kegs, at people, and they'll get refilled, and then they toss the full kegs back. And
And if you run fast enough, it will just follow you forever.
exactly, it'll just hover through the air, rotating behind you. It's just all sorts of stuff like this.
It followed me home, Mom. Can I keep it?
Comes in, smashes into her head. But they're not doing this because they don't have food and
Well, because the
nobody wants to go
crops
out
have
and
not
collect.
been going well, and in fact have basically been spoiled. And also, I'm sorry, I need to clarify that. Are you actually looking into this?
Yeah.
Are you actually investigating why? Okay, so give me a int roll, both of you.
That's nice.
I just cannot roll very well today. I got a 10.
Okay, so you're pretty sure that the snow might have something to do with it.
Yes. Especially that yellow snow these people keep talking about.
It's weird. It tastes great though. It's lemon.
lemon.
It's lemon. Anyways, go ahead, Gallagher. What's yours?
19.
Ooh. Okay, so none of the 19 is really good. So a couple factors are involved here. First of all, the snow is an obvious obstacle. But it's mostly an obstacle in the sense that A, people don't really want to go out and about, and B, it's kind of blocking traffic to the roads. The real obstacle that prevented the crops is that the harvest spoiled this year, completely unrelated to the weather. Like, the crops would start growing and then they would rot in the fields before they'd even been harvested. And this was true for everything they were growing. In
How
addition,
widespread?
universally, 100%.
No, I mean, is this happening in other areas of Dareth?
Go ahead and roll a d20 with no modifiers, just a random roll.
A 9.
9 is actually sufficient, because I was wanting an odd number instead of an even number.
Ah.
So, you contact your contacts. You're like, hey, is this an issue? And yeah, this is a hugely widespread issue. It's affecting the entire continent right now. There are some places that are able to grow crops right now, but nowhere near enough, if you follow.
Okay. How willing are the Olthoi to provide...
God.
What?
I'm just, my tendency to think 13 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm picturing the Olthoi trying to feed a few billion people right now.
So
Like forever.
my intention was have them send some of their workers
Okay.
to train people how to grow crops in snowy conditions.
Oh, they absolutely would be willing to do that. In fact, obviously there would be not even pay. They're the Olthoi. It turns out, are you doing that? Are you actually initiating that?
So if there are no Olthoi in the area doing that, yes, I would
Believe it or not, there's no Olthoi here in
so
Albury.
yes, I would absolutely reach out to the Olthoi or have.
Okay.
Yes.
That's going to take a couple days to get some word back. So we'll just keep that in the back of our minds here. So food is one of the problems. Transportation is another problem, and cold is the third problem that they're facing. Because it's cold out. I don't feel like going out, and I need a new accent for these people. Because it is cold out, we do not feel like traveling out in order to go and
Desert Russians.
engage in the festivities. It's no fun.
Bring the vodka.
Yes, plenty of vodka.
Well, so Galitha, what did they do? I mean, I'm assuming they didn't just sit there. It's cold out. Let's not go out. Where you're from? Maybe they did, but
I mean, there's probably a couple people doing that. You notice
But-
the streets are kind of empty. There's not a lot of kids hanging out. There are still some medical issues that have been sort of smoothed out by some of the stuff you've already done. So that's good. There are still some people who are literally sitting out in the cold while being ill, seeking help. But it's nowhere near as bad as the lines going down city blocks that it was before. It's just there's still enough that they can't fit them all within the hospice.
And assuming this will eventually sort itself out, but there's not a tremendous amount we can do except for to get out of the friggin' street, just sit in the building. So, let's see.
How much snow is on the ground?
We'll say about 3 inches right now.
Okay. So there's this thing that the Osteth used to do back in the hills back home called skiing.
Really? The heck is that?
I don't know, explain.
Yes, please elaborate, kind might. Several of the people are like, what is skiing?
Strap these sticks to your feet.
What? It'll be terrible to walk that way.
Well, you don't walk, you slide down the hill.
Oh, okay. That sounds like awesome.
Accidents skyrocket.
I was gonna say, I mean, you're basically in a freaking mountain, so there's plenty of slope. It's just that slope is gonna go down for a long time.
So you're thinking of turning this into a ski resort. Is that what you're saying?
It's a terrible idea.
Oh my god.
Come into a warm lodge and then go skiing down into the streets. That's great. No, I'm sure it'll be outside. Well, it's not a bad idea. I mean, they've got mountains, they've got snow now. Assuming that this entire place doesn't freeze over in a matter of years, perhaps it'd be quite profitable.
Yeah, could be.
But I think there's still something here going back to the crops. I mean, they all failed regardless of the weather. Even the farmers said so themselves, right? So weather didn't have anything to do with it. This cat didn't have anything to do with it. Go away.
That cat was like, curse, curse, curse.
So, I mean, even if we want to try and get the old point to grow stuff here, if we still got the same problem, it's not going to work.
It's true. With that 19 roll, did I learn anything else?
I'm not sure what else there's to share, so if you have another question for me, by all means.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else.
Well, you said it was widespread.
I can take a look at the soil. I mean, I'm not like special.
You're not a geomancer or
As I
anything.
say, if you brought
No,
a
I'm not a
geomancer
geomancer.
along, this would be really
But I
helpful
do have
right
a certain
about
amount
now.
of chemical experience, so I can perhaps see if there's something immediately wrong with it.
Chemical experience.
Yeah. Look, pharmaceuticals really tie into chemistry.
Well, give me an int roll, I guess.
Yes.
At a massive negative.
Okay, I pick up this dirt and put it in my mouth, apparently. I just got a 12.
Oh my god. Well, that's actually not nearly that bad. That's just... I was just picturing if you'd gotten like a 2, so you literally like, no, tastes like crap. No. So you start analyzing the soil, and you don't get any detailed info about it. You're looking at this like, what the hell is this crap? But you notice it doesn't have the consistency that soil should have. Like, you know enough to know what soil feels like. Farming soil, I mean, tilled soil. This does not feel like that. It feels wrong, like kind of flakier and broken, like a biscuit that's too hard, you know?
Okay. I'll ask some of the farmers, I'm sure they probably noticed that happening.
Oh, yeah.
And, what did they do about it? What worked, what didn't work?
Well, we tried tilling it again. We tried watering it a little bit more, maybe soften it up. We tried a few other things, actually. Nothing seemed to be doing much. Oh, wait, the Russians. We tried many things, but one of the things we tried, we hired a roaming weaver to try and go out there and maybe add a little bit of additional, how you say, magic into the soil. Maybe increase the... This is a troll. I just realized you're talking to a literal troll right now. He's apparently trolls have Russian accents. What have I done? And there's a cat that will not leave you. He's just following you around right now. He's actually trying to paw at Galather. But we tried all sorts of things. We tried this weaver. We tried to have him literally design some, infusing things into the soil, which helped a little bit. It got the seeds going. But as you can see, it seems it was a band-aid solution. It didn't really work long term.
So magic actually fixed it.
Yeah, briefly. You happen to know any geomancers?
I don't know. Would he know any geomancers?
No,
Probably not.
probably not. But honestly, this guy, I'm kind of joking, because this guy probably wouldn't even know what a geomancer is.
Although, you would probably know that the Order has, I'll say, hired geomancers in the past.
That's true. You would.
So,
Give me an int roll, both of you.
Oh no. Well, we're putting that dice away for now.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Hey, natural 20, 25.
Oh my goodness.
New dice is good.
That's funny, because the DC for this was quite high. 26, exactly. But,
I use natural.
damn it! 29, there we go.
Still good work.
Right, I'm sorry, my math was wrong there. 37, there we go.
good
82.
intelligence.
Yes.
That's a 7.
Okay, so Galather, you've literally never even heard of geomancers. Rango, however, with your insane
my
25.
chemistry professor was a geomancer.
Your chemistry professor was a geomancer. You also know that recently a new enclave has been set up for geomancers. And by new, I mean this has never been done before. It's the first time there's ever been an area where geomancers can meet and coordinate and share, information and topics and whatnot. It's this place. You're trying to remember the name of it. It was, what was it? It was like, Plains Hills or Hills Place of some kind of
place.
There's something. It was a wolf. There was a wolf involved. It was Frost Wolf Ridge. That was it.
Fart Ridge.
No,
Frost Wolf Ridge. I heard it's like up to the north or something.
Yeah. It's somewhere up in the Aljalima Mountains. It's brand new, whatever it is. Like it's only been there a few months.
Yes. It sounds like a great way to tie even more characters together.
Yes.
But
Franchising,
maybe
man.
hire one of them there if they've got that set up and see if they can take a look at it. I don't know. This sounds like this around here is like messed up on a really deep level, man. So it may take some serious power to actually fix this. But they said that this was like going around to the other towns. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's one of the things the festival would do. They would share crops with the other towns. The other towns would share crops with them.
And the
It would
other
actually
towns
involve
don't
kind of double dipping because there's a group going around from each town, so they would give and share, and then when they were approached, they would give and share. So you kind of get this whole.
Has anyone from the other towns come?
No.
Have they? Are they supposed to have come by now?
Yeah, just like we were supposed to have left by now.
Did they know why they haven't come?
No.
They don't know.
Most of us can't even brave the roads right now. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't have a really good coat. Like I have a sort of good coat, but my ma, she always told me fur is murder, even though she's a Banderling. It's kind of weird when I think about it.
Why'd your accent change again?
I do not know why my accent keeps changing. It's very strange.
We found the first schizophrenic farmer.
Damn it.
So I said, Galather, mark this note down. We should probably sell like coats and stuff. That'd be good. For these
Oh
people.
my god, you are so evil.
Well, do they want it or not?
Okay, so admittedly, I was thinking we should probably have Aesir include in their incoming shipments warm clothes. And see if they can acquire Magicite.
Okay. Okay. While this is all happening, a bunch of stormtroopers attack.
All right.
And
Bandits!
we fast forward a couple of days, because unless you want to do anything, like immediately.
Not immediately. I mean, I think you kind of get the gist of kind of what we're doing.
Okay, so a couple days pass. Galatheri, first you get your response back from the Olthoi. It turns out, unfortunately, that the Olthoi have apparently been tapped in a similar fashion a lot lately. It's not like the Olthoi don't want to help, it's that there's a finite number of them.
Sure.
So you're in the list, basically.
Okay.
With regards to icier shipping, they have no problem sending in warm clothing, which will be very well received, and magicite. That shipment shows up fairly quickly. So that's already good to go, and promoting that. The other thing that was in progress was Rango was reaching out, if I'm not mistaken, forgive me if I'm presuming, to Foxridge to see about hiring some geomancers away.
Mm-hmm.
So technically this happens like a week and 2 days, or no, actually that's not true. 2 weeks and a day, excuse me, in your future as Snarg. So you've probably left Garland Citadel by now.
Maybe.
I hope so. You might not have, legitimately. There's a couple things I'm trying to keep my mouth shut on, but...
If you survive.
The point being...
Regardless, it would probably be Terranok who'd handle most of that stuff anyway.
Yeah, so what does Terranok say about this offer?
Well, first of all, I don't know if they've been recruited any other geomancers there.
We'll say there's been a couple. I think I mentioned something about how the Order had kind of shuffled some of their own geomancers to Fox Ridge, especially because they wanted to look in the water ley line situation.
Okay. Well, I think he would probably be willing to hire some of them out to go and look at it. I mean, it's not, a conventional thing that they normally do. But,
Yeah.
He's not going to be like, oh, no, we're not going to help them with their stuff. Screw them.
Rawr. So now here's the pertinent question: would Terranok be sending just a geomancer, or however many he would send, or is he sending them with, say, actual Foxridge, agents, a squad, basically?
I got it. Here's what I do. So he's heard that there's bandits in the area.
There's bandits. There's freaking
An actual
bandits.
team to do two things at once.
Oh my god. Okay,
They're just going to go in there.
they
you go,
all
bandit
get
problem solved.
they get slaughtered by the bandits.
Oh no.
Well, they weren't actually bandits, but you didn't know that. Because it's me. Okay, is that legitimately what you're doing? What he's doing?
No, but half of that. He is going to send an actual team.
Okay, actual fire squad or fire team is sent out. Okay, so the fire team shows up. It's been like more than a few days. It's probably been like we'll just advance it like 4 more days. Bam! It's July 14th, and you're really cold at this point. It's kind of bugging you. You grabbed one of the warm coats for yourself, and you haven't left it in like a week.
Yeah, we're going to actually, really quickly probably try and employ some people to start making warm weather stuff and
Yarr.
getting that in the storefronts.
So a couple things have happened in the last 6 days. First of all, a few of the mine shafts collapsed.
No.
It turns out that they weren't really prepared for what they were doing, so they're just mining with generic techniques, which didn't really take into account the specific structure and strata, which led to some unsafe situations, which led to some collapses. A few people died. A few other people were trapped, which were then freed. They're ready for that, emergency situation, that kind of thing. Mining has since, however, the good news is that they've basically got most of what is necessary to scout and survey. That's the word I'm looking for. Survey the mine, so they actually have an idea of how to mine safely now. So that's nice.
Yep.
The icier shipping. So a couple of the icier shipments don't arrive because of bandits. You're still not 100% sure what's going on there, and you haven't looked into it at all, so you definitely don't know what's going on there. But there's also and your geomancer with the fire team shows up, who is now at your disposal to do whatever's needed, and also they've got this new concoction of food that they brought with us. So they take tater tots, right, and they cook them until they're nice and crispy, and then they use those instead of chips in nachos. It's really good. smothered in cheese, jalapenos.
I don't believe you.
No, I've actually had this. It's
I don't know. That just sounds like starch overload.
and bacon.
I'll have to try them out. Admittedly, I've not tried them out, so I don't know. Okay, I mean, like the first thing to look into is see if you can find out what in the world is up with the soil. You know, you're a geomancer. You know, don't you know everything about dirt? It's in your name.
So the geomancer is going to roll a dice. Would you like to roll it?
Sure, I can. I'll use this one that's been rolling really hot. Oh, like it's 9 on the dice.
Okay. Would you like to take 20 on this? Because that's not enough. He looks at the soil and he's like, something's off here.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah, you want me to take some time on this one, boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should probably take some time on this one.
I'll take some time on this one here. Oh, wait, wrong accent. Damn it.
In the meantime, Gallagher, I don't know if you heard, but those bandits have actually become like legitimate problem. We've got caravans not showing up, and I'm beginning to suspect that they may actually be part of the reason that the other towns haven't shown up.
That's interesting. Okay.
Because I have it on the paper right here for RC shipping. It says we provide armed escorts to all of our caravans. So, I mean, if they're not arriving, then something's up.
Should we see if we can track down a missing shipment?
Perhaps we should. I think most of the stuff should be able to run itself, while we're gone at the very least. We've got some people in place.
Are you going to bring the fire team with you or leave them here?
Well, ironically enough, that's actually up to them because that's not part of the original contract.
So switch mindset to Terranok real quick and tell me what you think they would do here.
Well,
what would be the most beneficial to me right now?
No, he'd be like, don't want to split the team. How long do we think it would take to actually go there, investigate, and then go back?
Probably a day total. It's not that far.
Okay, so you're probably like, yeah, if there's people actually getting ambushed out there, let's go and help that out before we do that.
So you head out, and ironically, thanks to the snow, tracking is a lot easier.
Yes.
So even with your relative lack of skills, I'm not even going to make you roll because you clearly see a site of some kind of skirmish and a lot of tracks. There's some clear cartwheels that are stopped and then kind of jolt to the side and then go in a new direction, which you're not sure what is in that direction. Most of the other tracks go in that direction as well.
I turn to the fire team who's supposed to be specialized in this kind of stuff. So, can you tell exactly what happened here?
Of course, as you can see, he starts getting all, oh God, I suddenly can't think of his name. Sherlock Holmes, and just all names start appearing in the air as he looks at things, and he sees the patterns and the actions. And they don't share any of this with you because they're pricks.
So they're all played by Robert Downey Jr.
Yes. No. Okay. So let's do a roll for this. I'll do this one. A 3.
So they're like, well, they got an ambush. They went off in this direction.
Yeah, basically. We're pretty sure there was an ambush. Looks like it was, mostly humanoids. It's actually kind of hard to tell who was what, actually, because they all seem to be medium-sized humanoids, and they headed off that way. A quick glance at the map will confirm there's no known settlements in that area.
It's very strange. So, Ringu and actually Gallagher, if you want to maybe look at this, because a lot of times you're a little more observant than I am. Right here, to see if we can find any clues as to who their assailants actually are, broken weapons or spell results or anything of that sort.
Just a
actually
wisdom
looking
roll.
at the crime scene, as opposed to just this stupid team over here is like, yeah, it looks like they got attacked, and it was a bunch of humans.
Not humans. That would be
sorry.
ridiculous. Humans would actually be news if humans were attacking here.
You're like, thanks, we could have told you that. Yeah, so he's actually going to look around for clues as to what exactly they were attacked with, or they just decided to go off the path or whatever. You know, whether like broken arrows or anything there. Drained blood.
So I rolled a 12.
Okay. That's what I was wondering about. What'd you get? Okay.
I didn't know I was rolling anything.
There we go. Perfecto. So, so you start looking around. With a 12, you'll be able to tell they had. You find a few bits of not particularly impressive weaponry, but better than you'd imagine common bandits would have. In fact, most of the weaponry in this area seems to be of, we'll say, obsidian make. Like, you see a few flecks of obsidian here and there, and it's clear that there was actually some armed conflict. There's some blood that's long since frozen, a few layers under the snow, if you dig down a little bit. And, go ahead.
Any bodies?
No.
Guards or bandits. There's no bodies.
Correct. Not even animals.
They took them?
And we'll also say that you could probably tell with a 12 that this probably happened within the last couple of days.
Hmm.
Of course, that's not really unexpected. We had the schedule from Aesir.
Yeah.
So.
I'd say, honestly, yeah, that you probably knew exactly when this caravan was going through here. So, yeah, the tracks lead that away. It's east, if it matters, going kind of down the mountainside.
Well, this is terrible. We should go and try and rescue these poor folks before they freeze to death out here. Or get ransom offed or something like that.
If you go ahead and... hang on, are you taking the fire team with you?
They're already out here, and they're like, someone's in trouble. Sure, let's go.
Okay. They're do-gooders. I like this. Who's the elite with this fire team?
Well, it depends on which team he sent.
Just decide that while I describe here.
Okay.
So you head east, and the tracks kind of get a little more vague and a little more rough, and then kind of veer north, and then seem to, like, just kind of stop. And you notice that the tracks actually stop a bit ahead of you, which is kind of weird. Like, I mean, literally just dead stop, as if everyone just kind of stopped, vanished out of the face of the earth a few hundred feet in front of you. And I'm going to stop my explanation there.
What's a couple hundred feet ahead? That was the only thing I
The tracks just stop dead, as if they just vanished.
Okay. So I know which fire team's here.
Okay.
Reed Shark. And their leader is actually a Mite.
I don't remember all your elites that well, I'm sorry.
Ferminar.
What's his class?
I wasn't given one. I think it's Rogue.
What's he good at? I'm sorry. Let me ask the pertinent question.
Roguey stuff. Their specialty is requisitions.
I know the basic move set of like all of these guys, but I gotta figure out which one that one is.
I mean, I can look further in my notes and see if...
Hang on, I've got a thing called names, which it might be under. In any case, what are you doing with regards to the tracks?
So they just vanished in the middle of, like, almost like they just lifted off.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Is there anything like underneath the snow where the tracks are? Or...
Are you going to go ahead and investigate that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the snow gives way.
Oh, okay.
And it turns out that what you're looking at is, and I actually don't remember the proper term for this, forgive me, but it's when there's like a layer of snow that's effectively just like a roof of snow, and because it just kind of collects just so on certain outcropping branches or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so what's actually happening is this is a cliff edge that you just went over.
Okay.
Would you like to try and roll to slow down the damage a little bit? Or would you like to just face plan? I'm okay with either.
Yeah, he's probably just scrambling and trying to slow down his descent.
Roll dexterity.
This looks
save.
really weird. Oh, not too bad. I got a 19.
19's fine. You actually avoid all damage. You like roll into the edge and then kind of roll down and then you land. You're like, huh. It's
I
actually
thought you're supposed to be a geomancer. Why didn't you see that coming?
It's actually not that steep of a cliff. It's just you were so utterly unprepared for it that you basically just took a walk out, like a big old step out into. Wah!
All right. Careful, it's a big step. So he looks around real quick to see, like, they just walk off the edge and land here? Is there like a bunch of disturbed snow?
What you see in front of you is a small town, and I mean fairly small. We're talking a thorp. It's obviously not on any of the maps. And what you're seeing in front of you, so there's a small river, which at the moment is actually completely frozen over, and it surrounds the thorp. There's a front gate with a bridge that crosses the river, which looks fairly dilapidated, but it's there, it's functional. And that gate also has a palisade which surrounds most of the town, so you can't actually see much else from here. However, even over the palisade, you can see at least a couple of buildings poking up on the other side of it.
This looks like this is pretty new. Does it look like it's pretty new?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was a question to me. No, this looks very old, actually.
It's very old.
Also, Galather, you start skiing.
See you later.
Well, no, I meant like down to you. Like,
Oh,
it's like,
yes.
oh, okay, now that I know it's there, he puts on the ski flanks.
Yeah, I'm assuming everybody can at least safely get down here once they realize that it's a drop.
Yar.
It was a 10.
It was a 10. Okay, you held it.
All right.
The Russian judges didn't approve.
They didn't. Those guys are impossible to please, really.
So this is real odd. Some unmarked town out here. Is this a bandit town or something? I've not heard of such a thing. What does it look like?
I mean,
it's
I'm
going
not
on
that
here?
familiar with maps of the area, but I don't remember seeing anything like this
Well,
on any map that I've seen. So,
I mean, I was even looking at the supply routes. We were both looking at them, and there was no stopover here at all.
no.
Otherwise, we would have used it. I don't know. I think this bears a little more investigating.
Okay.
This is mighty odd.
Well,
I've got some place like this out here that haven't even declared themselves.
there is a frozen river, a bridge, and a palisade. How would you like to approach this place?
Well, first thing I asked is for the fire team to cover us, just in case.
We're ready.
Yes. I'd put a weapon in there. I wouldn't just hold your arms like that.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought it looks cool,
Yeah. Should we be friendly or should we try and get a closer look without being noticed? What do you think, Galatha?
All of my player instincts are saying we should be stealthy.
Oh,
It's not what a mite would do.
Hey, guys!
Am I wrong?
If you guys actively walk up and say, "Hey, we're here," I will have to stop and think because I'm not ready for that.
Okay.
I mean, if you could do it, I'm not going to restrict you, but I will have to stop and be like, "Okay, hang on."
Okay. Let's investigate I'll say the surrounding area. See what we can find.
All right. I guess we'll scout it out and fire team. I guess you cover us, and if any of us dies, you're taking a pay cut.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll, which would be dexterity, I believe.
Yes. Can I use intelligence or charisma for stealth?
Can I use,
Oh no.
Oh God, what? The good news is the fire team rolled great, so they're super stealthy.
I'm glad.
Galather's probably super stealthy too.
It's a 16.
That's pretty good.
I have a 4.
That's what I was afraid of.
Okay,
It's
so
not a natural 1, but
describe to me exactly where you're going. Help me out with this.
well, I imagine what we probably do is like, okay, so we can probably like go down there, trail the side of the river, and cross underneath the bridge, and use that for cover. So snow lip of it to get over there and get like a look up from under there, and then just like step in a weak spot of ice and plunge my foot into the water.
Oh God, yeah, okay. So yeah, it's loud. And shatter and oh God, and you forget yourself for a moment. You're like, God, good, friggin' stupid, and you start kicking the ice. Like, God damn, stupid ice, you friggin'. And then after a couple of seconds, you look up.
Sorry, that was just us bridge trolls.
Fee fi fo fum.
There's now a tax for crossing this bridge.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Okay.
Look up to see somebody look at me from the palisade or something.
Yeah, there's someone who's just like looking at it. He's looking kind of confused, actually. Actually, let me see if he sees the other two. Looks like he sees. No, he doesn't. He does not see Galather or the fire team, who immediately held back, like, stay away from the magnet for attention.
Yes.
The tank is up there tanking. Let him tank.
I'm not a tank, I'm a healer.
So they see a random goblin, and they look at you just really weird, like. And then after a few moments, you hear a voice. It's kind of faint on the snow. You know how snow kind of dampens the noise, but you can tell what he's saying if you roll good enough on your wisdom roll.
Uh-oh. I rolled a natural 1. Seen that dice away.
So you think he says, "Come on in."
All right. Hey, nice day for a stroll. Hey, sorry about that. I promise that will grow back.
Oh my God. Also, give me a dexterity roll while you're at it. Just another one.
Okay, hang on. We find a dice that.
This one, no, this is a dexterity roll, not a dexterity save. So yeah, I'm right. Just a roll.
21.
So the dice is difficult to navigate. The ice is difficult to navigate. It's pretty frickin' slippery, and you can tell, especially thanks to your previous experience, it's actually not as thick as it looks. But you managed to be like, okay, and you're like, I can just imagine you're like, hey, so wonderful day for stroll here as
I'll
you.
be there in a second.
Yeah, give me a second, just a little bit longer. And after a few more seconds, I roll a dice. Wow. And you feel an arrow come thunking into your shoulder for 11 physical damage.
Ow!
Any chance I could actually hear what the person was saying? That
Give me the
Wisdom
roll, yeah.
21.
Wow. He said, "What's the password?" And then he waited for a few seconds. And then he shot at you. The rest of you are still hidden. He only sees Rango. He's actually knocking another arrow right now.
Oranga is like trying to scramble to get underneath the bridge.
Dexterity roll at disadvantage.
What's the range on Petrify?
Natural 1.
God, yes! Sploosh! You are in the frozen waters.
Great.
On the plus side, he can't shoot you.
Yeah, that's that is A+.
The range of... It's 40 feet or line of sight. I forget which, actually. I think it's 40 feet. So you can hit him with Petrify from there.
I can? Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely in range. Let's just say that.
Okay. So I would have been preparing Petrify.
Okay.
However, as Rangu falls through the ice,
It's really cold, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just letting you know. Sorry. Go ahead, Galther. Go ahead.
I have as yet remained unseen.
The fire team's looking over like completely confused. Like, what should we do here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if the guy shot me and then
He did, and then you're like, whoa, not kill one! You just go tumbling over through the ice.
I mean, they're checking the NPCs, but I mean, they're supposed to cover me.
By the way, do me a favor and roll a d4, Rango.
That is 4.
Okay, you have 4 turns until you die.
Great.
If you stay in the water.
I mean, I'm getting out of the water.
Just letting you know.
Can you cast underwater?
At a massive penalty.
Okay.
Concentration
Like
check, basically.
Right. Which I'm not great at, so... Yeah, he's just going to try and scramble out of that water.
God. Well, okay, Galather technically has an action here before you start climbing your way out, so... Are you going to take it? Are you going to still stay hidden?
So I was thinking I might cast fire on the water to warm it up.
Okay.
I don't know if that would work.
Well, it actually wouldn't, because that's kind of
Okay.
a plot point that magic here doesn't work like that, unless it's going wrong. You could cast fire on the ice to get rid of it, like a chunk of the ice.
Okay.
That's totally valid.
Okay. So, is there a current that is pulling?
Not
Rango?
really. Not really.
Okay. So he fell through. He can climb back out immediately. It's not a matter of clearing a spot for him to climb through.
Yes, I'd say he'd be able to get back out the way he came back in without much issue.
Okay. Is the guard? You said he was readying another arrow.
Yeah, he was knocking an arrow, and then he just kind of lowered it and looked really confused.
Okay.
He sees this goblin in the middle of frickin' nowhere approach, and what's probably going through his mind is, really, you got nowhere else to sell stuff, man? I mean, he's still got the arrow knocked. He's still got this bow tensed. It's kind of lowered, and he's just like squinting, like, what the hell?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and continue with the petrify then.
Okay, so you cast petrify on him. What's my DC for that? What level are you casting at it?
That's going to be a 4.
Okay. Ooh, I fail. I super fail. So he is petrified for, I believe, 4 rounds. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't remember right.
Oh my goodness.
It would have been
Okay.
smart to pull up the spell book, but
No, I Sis uses petrify all the time, so I know that one pretty well. Okay, so meanwhile, Rengo, you're unaware of all this. You're like, woo. So first I want a wisdom roll.
All right. 14.
Okay, you spot the hole
Great.
to get out.
I
Now,
use to try and get out.
how would you like to get out?
Well, I mean, at this point, he's probably just gonna shed heavy stuff and just go straight to the hole.
Okay, so give me 2 strength rolls in a row.
All right. It's not good. It's 4 and a 19.
So, okay. With the 4, you're having trouble, properly swimming, basically. That's the swimming check. And you're like, but with the 19, you do manage to grab a ledge. You have now expended 1 of your 4 rounds.
at this point, since the guard is petrified, I would go over to the hole and
Okay.
try
Dexterity.
and help him. Yep.
Natural 20. Oh wow, nice. Okay, so you're just jogging over, and
Ice skates.
you still got the skates on. Yeah, so you're like da, 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 and they're like, hey, I'm here to help you. Okay, so give me a strength roll to try and help pull him up.
Probably gonna fumble this one. Nah, it's not so bad. It's a 10.
10. Okay, so you don't really provide any help there, but Rango, you don't feel anything because you're still in basically shock from the ice cold. But he puts his hand on yours and is like, "Come on!" And you get another strength check. This is your second turn, by the way, as a reminder.
All right. 15.
Okay, 15 is enough to pull yourself up. You are not doing hot.
No.
I don't know if
you're going...
I was gonna say, I don't know if you've ever plunged into an ice lake. I have actually done that once back in Colorado. It was not fun.
Not an ice lake, but ice cold water.
Yeah, and you're
actually had to do that as part of scout training.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez.
You plunge in with all of your stuff on, and you got to take your pants off and inflate them and do survival stuff.
Oh wow, that sounds horrible. So yeah, you are exactly how you'd imagine you'd be right now, and and I don't know what you're doing next because that's up to you guys.
It's just full Gallagher close to say, fire. Fire.
Okay.
I need to get warm.
The
You have
player
flint
not
and
being...
tinder and all that stuff. You've got stuff to make a fire. You probably shouldn't do it on the ice of the river, but you can if you really want to.
So let's retreat back
Dexterity rolls.
away from...
You too, Rengo. At disadvantage.
All right, that's a 7.
Damn, 7 is not bad enough. I was hoping to... I was deciding to be lenient. I was going to say 5 or under, and you were screwed. Basically, all that happened... Oh, sorry, go ahead. What's yours?
It was a 9.
Oh, 9's fine. So you both have a hell of a time of it, though. Because it's like... Especially since you're still kind of slick. So it takes you long enough to... a sufficient amount of time to get back that the guy has now unpetrified. You hear a horn in the distance.
He turns by the sword and says, "Hey, screw you, buddy!"
Oh, yeah, you still have an arrow sticking out of your shoulder, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I should probably heal that.
If it's not doing any more immediate damage, wait till we get to the fire.
It's actually kind of frozen in there at the moment.
Actually, believe it or not, I can't actually feel it right now.
I'll just break it off,
Oh, no, don't do that. Oh.
Take 22... No, take 10 typeless damage. No,
so
what are you
after we
doing?
get up there, fire team, I shot the fire team for not doing anything, and yeah, I'm in favor of retreat for now.
Okay. So you guys get the hell out. No further attacks or anything happen as you are on retreat. And you manage to retreat up towards like where the slope was. Mm-hmm. Getting up the slope is going to be a little tricky, but you can do that if you want to, or you can try to set up camp here if you want to, within sight of the thorp.
Well,
There's got to be an easier way up. I mean, if this is a common road of travel,
yeah, I mean,
especially...
I was going to say, they just take the cart over the edge? Surely not.
Actually, it kind of looks like they did, but doing it controlled is relatively easy. It basically turned into a sled, and they just slid it down. Okay. However, Galather is absolutely correct. There's no way they could do that in reverse, so there's got to be some other way up.
Whatever. Wherever it is, let's find it quickly.
So, 17
for a
wisdom roll.
Okay. So you're like, hang on, guys, and you rush out and you start looking around on the edges of... Because this area is kind of like on a lip, valley almost, kind of a situation. But as you head over towards the west more, you notice there is a much more gentle slope heading up. It's so gentle you probably wouldn't even notice it's there, if not for the fact that you see the chop off between the rest of the slope.
This way, guys!
All right.
Let's try and find some shelter, collect some wood for a fire, and...
There's some rocks over there. There's a cave with a troll in it.
All right.
And of course these trolls are
friends.
Trolls, so he's just like, hey, what's up?
What's going on? You just live here in the cave?
Yeah, I was just hanging out. I was fishing, actually. Ice fishing is great.
It's great this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Some of the
Middle of
fire team
July.
would probably do a little bit of a staggered thing back to make sure nobody's following us.
Okay.
Maybe even erase some tracks.
Okay. Let's go with a wisdom. Yeah, we'll do a wisdom roll.
It's
for
survival,
that.
so.
Yeah.
All right, this one has not rolled a 1 yet. It's the 4th D20. We tried. It's not a 1, it's a 10 in the dice.
Okay. That's sufficient. So you at least obfuscate your tracks a bit.
Yes.
So you set up a fire.
Yeah.
You start to have warmth slowly re-enter your veins. You probably should go ahead. Do you know Isuna?
Let's see.
I'm just going to tell you right now, you have frostbite,
Yeah.
which effectively functions as a debuff.
Where did I put my spells in this sheet? Sorry, guys, Isuna. That's not what I'm looking for. Wait, don't white mage... Oh, white mages get the pick. That's what it is. They get to pick more.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know you have medium spells, because Galather has medium spells.
I do, and I swear when I made this guy, I was like, okay, these are the ones I want. But I'm looking at my spell list, and these are Snarg spells.
I'm just going to glance here. So medium whites include Life, Isuna, and Null Element. Those are the 3. And I'm pretty sure you have 2. Galather, you have 2, right?
I'm pretty sure... I know I have 2, because I got the pick 2.
Bio and Petrify, I believe, are my 2
Yeah.
mediums.
So yeah, again, you have 2 mediums. It's almost positive, and I'm right. I'm actually really certain that you picked Life, because I remember you talking about that to
I'm
me.
pretty certain I picked Life.
I don't know about the other one.
I don't know. I mean, I get the feeling I probably would have picked Asuna, but I can't say because I don't have my thing. So I could.
Well, either way, Asuna 4 would get rid of the frostbite and the negative deleterious effects to your nerves that would be causing.
Okay. Well, I'll do that and heal.
And it's 8 mana for Asuna 4. I mean, I guess you know that.
Do level 3.
Level 3 cure?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, this is perfect for regen, actually.
Yeah.
2 regen.
There's no actual troll in the cave, by the way. I was kidding about that. And so you're hanging out there and you're trying to deal with this, and one of the fire team guys who has just witnessed an interesting spectacle says, "Do you want us to try and look into this?"
Maybe you should. I don't think they're very friendly.
Okay, I mean, we don't mind. We're here for acquisitions, so you want us to go in and acquire information, people, or goods?
Those first 2 things, we need information on what exactly is going on there. If they have the prisoners from the caravan, we need to get those people out.
Okay.
Goods are not so much concerned about. That's secondary.
Okay, so you got it, sir. And they leave. Never be heard
Well,
from
hang
again.
on. Well, don't we need to go with you?
Why? We were offering to go do the job, while you go do something that doesn't involve ice, water, and death.
I don't know.
Based on our previous he says it really professionally. He basically, based on our previous observation of your professional tendencies and capacities in field work, we would like to volunteer to actually be the front squad and do the job ourselves. It'll cost a little more, though.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to say. That's how much?
Well, the gold.
All right, I'm going to rip off my other character. No, actually, so goblins have a thing where you can roll d20 when negotiating business practices.
That is true. That is a thing. Go ahead and roll it.
So I'm going to roll to see if I can cheat my other company out of more money.
I think I call it haggle.
Yeah. I think it's just straight d20 roll.
Yep.
I roll a 17.
Oh, wow. That is good. Okay, so you're like, well, it costs and procedure. We already got you on contract, I mean, and you haggle them down a little bit. And finally, like, fine, this much, which is considerably less than what they were asking for.
Mm-hmm.
And do you agree to this new idea? This new fund?
Yeah, if they think they can do it, then yes.
Okay. They leave, never to be heard from again. You are now in a cave with a small campfire in the freezing cold.
Well then,
And I think that's a good time to end it, because it's frickin' 11, if that's okay with you guys.
That's fine.
So,